Namaskar. This is Jolly, your host, and I'm talking about the 46th podcast for my podcast for care. Today, the focus will be on me, that is you, and how you need to be a constructive person, a person with a constructive mindset. That's important. And I think the only way to go about into developing a person with a constructive mindset is to look at yourself individually. That means a couple of things, 5 basic points that I'm going to talk about. One is be proud of your past. That means your fathers, forefathers, whatever position you are in life, be proud of them, be proud of what they had achieved, and carry forward that legacy. It is not important that you do the same thing, but your perseverance, your diligence, and your focus on achieving whatever are your skills are to be used in the maximum possible manner, and that can be done only when you get focused on yourself. So, like what they say in the airlines, if there's a fall in pressure in the cabin, please put on your mask first and then help others. So, do not get into a situation where you spend most of your time focusing on the others and not doing anything about yourself. Today I'm talking about taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and in terms of attitudes. And that is important because if you are proud of your past, you will be proud of your heritage. I am proud of my past. We were not from a very rich family, but what my forefathers have achieved, what my father had achieved, gave me a lot of pride, and it made me believe that yes, if I think with a clean conscience, a warm heart, and a stable mind, I will reach a decision which is not only beneficial for me, but will also bring a lot of positivity amongst the lives that I touch, meaning my kids, my spouse, my elders in the home, neighborhood, the society that we live in, and of course, anybody else within my network. Now, how do you achieve this? You achieve this by being positive about yourself and you focus on today. I achieved it taking one day at a time, doing everything possible to the best of my abilities. Even if I was not able to achieve a sale or my objective for that day, end of the day I would question myself, have I given my best today? And the day I realized that yes, I given my best, I slept peacefully because I knew that I had used my skills, whatever skills I had, to the best possible manner for today. And this over a period of last 20, 25, 30 years had made me into an extremely positive person. My father expired when I was pretty young, and it is this attitude which helped me grow. The attitude defined by my conscience, my heart, and my mind. If I am doing good in whatever manner we have, you don't have to be Charles Bronson to give away $50 million to somebody. You can help people by your acts, by your actions, by supporting them and having a small, nice words for them. That is all. And if you do this over a prolonged period, if you are consistent in your behavior, every time you thank people for giving you an opportunity to help them, meaning you are building your karma. And this karma does never go in vain. So what I say is that live in today. Define today. Have you achieved your goals today? in the manner which you think you should have achieved. If not, no problem. Spend 10 minutes to analyze what you could have possibly done, and tomorrow change those possibilities and make them a reality. So, live today. If today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. That means if today you have been successful in whatever little manner or in a large manner, learn from it and define tomorrow based on that. So this consistency will leave you end of 1 year, 10 years, 50 years into a very contented person, a person who has achieved well in life. May not be the richest person, but you will have a rich mind, something which you can endow to your children and to your network of people by your positivity. The way that I am trying to do is help people who have entered into a financial crisis because of the pandemic. The pandemic has broken down people in so many ways. We are stressed, we don't know what to do and how to do. But I am not. Even two of my businesses are closed, but even then I am not distressed. Why? I soon quickly found out an alternative, where to work, how to work, and how to earn money. And believe me, it is nothing that I did new. These were skills which were there in me. It just took me time to find them out. Time in terms of just weeks. A few good friends who were bothered about my present, and somebody who would really agree and guide me. That was the key to my success. But more than that, the key was my attitude that I had developed over these years of consistently doing positive things. Anybody who sought appointments with me for whatever reason, personal reason, seeking jobs, doing business, sales call, financial help, nobody went away without talking to me. I ensured that even on my busiest day, I would keep some 30 minutes aside for people wanting to meet me. That is how I respected people. That is how I respected today. That is how I respected myself. I feel so proud that anybody who wanted to talk to me had access to me, even though I was one of a big honchos in my life and I could have easily told people while relaxing in office that I'm busy in a meeting. They would never check me out. But then that would be cheating on my conscience, and I never wanted to exist in a life like that. So I focused on today, and when this pandemic hit me, I was able to manage my life in a better manner. Why? Because I was consistent long time before the pandemic hit us. And although I was not technically qualified to survive, I did. And you know what I did? I started writing stories, I started podcasting, I started teaching people on content writing. I did a whole lot of things. Anyways, I was freelancing for many years to take care of my kids. So nothing changed differently. It was that I was using a different skill set now. And the only reason why I continued to do without any default on anything is because I did not seek anybody else's approval in my life. If I am doing something honestly, upfront, which doesn't cheat people, which brings value to others, and which creates an environment of taking care of myself and the other person, then why do you seek approval? I don't wear a dress to seek somebody's approval. I know I'm looking good because I feel it that way. Of course, I don't wear a disheveled shirt or look disheveled. Of course, I will never, because even if I am not wearing a fresh new shirt, I will wear a clean ironed shirt. So that is the objective. The objective is to be nice and presentable and feel good and happy. I never look at people, what I'm wearing, what I'm eating, or where I'm going. I'm equally confident of having food in a 7 star or on a roadside dhaba. What's wrong in that? It depends on the circumstances that you're in. And if you don't have money to pay in a 5 star, why take loan from somebody and pay over there and say that I'm having meals at 7 star whereas you can't take care of your basic needs? Yeah. During this pandemic, I was trying to help somebody, and this person who wanted help, you know what? She said she wanted olive oil as donation. I said, can't you do with a regular oil which everybody uses in the family? She says, no, I want only olive oil. If you want to donate olive oil to me. I refused. I'm out here to help people survive the pandemic, not to meet somebody's whims and fancies. That's not the way that I do things. So, because this person had never used any other oil, I don't know whether that was right or wrong. But in a pandemic, you are to meet your life in a manner which makes you comfortable. So, she wanted to seek approval from somebody in her family that she continues to use olive oil even though she is taking donations. Now, I don't do that. And that is what I don't recommend you to do. You live your life by what you have inside you, by your qualities, by your values, own values. You don't depend on others to survive your life. You will never survive. You will only go down. You will never go up. Look at me. I had nothing to lose. All my businesses got closed, but even then I survived because mentally I was cool. Mentally I was undisturbed. And that undisturbed nature helped me to evolve into a new personality completely. And see, today I have a podcast which has over 1,000 downloads, a YouTube channel, an Anchor channel, and a lot of happy people listening to me. And even if I have touched 1 or 2 souls in their journey on these difficult times, I think I have met my purpose in life. That is what is approval, and that is what you must do. You must respect yourself, your attitude. Please do not tell your teenagers, or as a father, as a brother or a sister, not to experiment with their attitudes. You see, my attitude has built me what I am today, and I experimented with these attitudes when I was young, when I was growing up, just out of my school days. I refused to join medical college because I was not geared to seeing the dead and the dying on a daily basis. No. I think my life is not meant like that, and I didn't want to do something like that all my life. So I moved on. I loved meeting people, I became a salesman, and I did a lot of things, and I achieved a lot. Now what did I do? I focused on myself, my attitude, my thoughts and my words. So I was careful of not doing things which are against societal norms. In whatever difficulty I was, I never tried to take a shortcut, never tried to cheat anybody. I didn't even follow astrology because I thought if I don't take care of myself now, these things will come back to me when I am not prepared for it, and I could fail in that. So I was bold, I was open-minded, I took in the signals like I took it in March when the first lockdown was announced in India. I went back to my skill of writing and to do things which ensured that I started earning cash immediately. I became a tutor of content writing. I had good experience. By that time I had good experience of writing out 3 books. The 4th book was in the making. And I had to show people, I had the capability to show people of what I have achieved. I got onto my podcast to help people. And of course, the people listen to my podcast to understand that I know good English. Not only I speak good English, but I tell nicer stories. I'm sure you would like me for that. That is what my students today like, the way I teach them English, the way I train their minds, and the way I train them to take care of their own attitudes. That's important, and that's extremely sane way to do. Because if you have an open mind, if you are able to absorb the signals well, like I did, changeover is easy because then mentally you are prepared. So empower yourself. Your attitude should empower yourself, should make you positive. It makes you bold because then you can face challenges head on. You don't run away from challenges. You don't start accusing others for taking away what is perhaps yours. You don't blame on others. You face the challenges squarely and achieve your wins. And what do? I continue my disciplined ways. Of course, there are bad days. That's when I look at inspiration from people, from daily life, as to how they had achieved what they had done and how they had become successful. I do listen to a lot of success stories, not books. I'd given up reading success stories in books, but yes, online I read famous people, what they had done and how they had overcome some of their biggest challenges of life, how they had faced all their failures of life. And most successful people, believe me, have failed 99% of their lives. It is that 1% success for which they are famous today. My purpose is not to tell you how to become rich and famous. My purpose is to tell you how to become peaceful, how to become contented, and how to evolve into a person with a constructive mindset, so that whoever you touch in your life, whoever you interact with, whoever you do your business with, you create value around it. So, the first thing I would say is share your vision. When you have achieved your success, share your vision. That is what I do with my kids. I have a teenage son who is going through the changeover now, difficult days. I went through it. I didn't have a dad who could guide me, so I think it's a great challenge, a great inspiration for me to help him overcome these challenges of his life and to develop a positive attitude. I want him to have his own attitude, not something that I would want to dictate to him, but I want him to be honest, truthful and upfront, and to be true to himself. And I only guide him. I tell him what is right and what is wrong. What he chooses to do is completely up to him. Yeah, there are many things which I don't like. There are many things which I like. Now, if I don't like something, that doesn't stop me from giving him the facilities of what he wants to become. I don't like because my experience has been different. He needs to learn his life in his own manner. Who am I to stop him? I would be there to help him if he stumbles, if he falls. I will be there to pick him up. Not to tell him, I told you so. No, that's not my job. My job is never to tell him, I told you so. I cannot live his life. Although he's my son, I can ask him to do anything that I want, but I do not want to. And that is what I want you, my listeners, to do. Do not force yourself. Create a value around you by which people get attracted to you. Live a life which is full of positivity, an open person, a bold person, an empowered person, an enabled person. If you achieve all this in life, no pandemic can ever ruffle you. Be yourself. Focus on yourself. Do things which you find is in line with your thoughts, acceptable to you, honest and acceptable to the society. How you do it will be defined by your life. So you go ahead and do it. Do good with people, do good to people. Live positively, live happily. and let your kids be proud of yourself, of your action, your words, your thoughts, and your deeds. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have a nice day. Namaskar. This podcast is edited by Aditya.